Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with another edition of Grunge School, which is actually, technically this would be the second edition, but it's the first because I didn't call the first one Grunge School. I thought about this later. But if you guys remember, way back in like October, I grunged up to look like some undersea salvage. These little pieces of metal that I had a personal vendetta with. These little they look like, I kept calling them metal tissues. They look like little metal tissues to me. From the bargain bead box that I got, I hated them. It might not have been October. It might have been like August. In that range. But I ended up grunging them up to look like undersea, like salvage patina metal, and then said that I would show you guys how to do other types of patinas and grungy things if you were interested, and you guys were interested. And then I forgot all about it. I don't know what to tell you guys. I have ADHD. Memory no good. It's no good. I have the memory of a goldfish. It has to be in front of my face or I forget about it. And I literally forgot all about it until Lori reminded me in our chat about it. And then I was like, oh shit, I was supposed to make more videos for you guys on grunging things up. So here we are. Episode 2. Technically, very technically, of Grunge School. And today we're going to do bronze patina. And I'm very excited for this. I actually love bronze patina. I think of the patinas, it's like verdigris and bronze patina are like hand in hand. I love them. But we're going to do a bunch of cool stuff. I have a whole list now of grunge things to share with you guys. So buckle up. What you're going to need. A durable surface. This is like, it's a hefty cardstock. It's a textured cardstock. It's, regular cardstock weight, like a 65-pound cardstock. So it should hold up pretty well. Heavier paper would probably work better, like a watercolor paper or a mixed media paper. But this is going to be heavy enough for what we need. I got some texture paste only because I want to add some visual interest. It is not required to make this patina effect. You only need 3 colors. You need bronze. So we have bronze. You need a dark brown, and then you need a patina color, which is somewhere between teal and a very light blue for bronze. It's right in between the two. So I'm going to mix these together and get the right color, because I don't have a color in between these two. But if you guys can see here, this is very green, this is very blue. I want something that's more blue, less green, but more green than this blue. So we're going to mix that up. We're going to use what we have. I'm not going to go out and buy another paint. I can make it happen. So yeah, what I want to do first, before I grunge up any bit of my equipment here, I want to make that patina color because I don't want to transfer any of the browns or texture bits to the patina color. So it's not like a robin's egg blue, but it's very, very close. And that's probably way more than I need. So we're gonna sort this out together. Like I said, it's only a little bit green, so I'm not even adding that much. Just a couple of like little drops into our larger drop. And that's beautiful. It's perfect. Can you see? It's like not as bright blue as this was. Slightly a tinge of green, but not green. And I'm going to leave as much as I can into this cup. And then I'm okay now messing up my water and everything like that. And then I'm just going to actually attempt to, my spray bottle has been fighting me lately. I probably have to invest in a new one. See. Just going to sort of cover this, but mostly my work surface with some drops of water. We're going to water it down, so that's okay. It's just going to keep it from drying out while we do other things. And you may have to, like, re-up that water. Also, paper towels was the other tool that I didn't mention that you needed. Also, I am currently in the process of absolutely destroying this craft mat, so please disregard. I'm destroying it so I can justify buying a new one that probably, hopefully, isn't lumpy. So, while that's chilling, we're going to do these. These are just like there's some little pockets I got in like a Happy Meal. They're like pre-fabbed pockets that you fold up and then you stick together. So we're only going to focus on doing the little main strip because these little side pieces are going to get tucked in there. But I'm going to leave them like that so it's easier. And then we're only going to, like, stencil the front part. Just in case I want to glue it down later. Also, I cannot find my spatula, so we're using my bone folder. I have like 5, so you would think I would be able to find one, but no, that is not the case. Like I said, the texture paste is entirely optional. It's just to add some visual interest so that I'm not like decorating a flat surface. Not that this effect doesn't look cool on a flat surface as well. It just isn't what I want. So I'm going to try to keep a nice thin layer in here. I'm not really trying to go for like big texture. Just something to break up that flat space. And of course, because I don't wash my stencils, it's picking up the brown. But it's okay. We're going to paint over everything, so I'm not worried. It's actually kind of cool, just on its own, with the little hint of brown in there. It would be fun to spray and make grungy. But that's not what we're here to do today. Try to get as much off of my bone folder as I can. Which, surprisingly, that little scoop was enough to do both of these, which is very nice. Should be good. And then clean that off. Get the lid back on this. And then we're going to dry this, so I'll be back. Okay, so these are totally dry, and as you can see, I absolutely nuked them with my heat tool. It's fine. We're going to paint them anyways. And I don't know if I explained how patina works in my other video, but essentially it is the oxidization and exposure to moisture in the air that causes the metals to change color. So that's why we're starting with the bronze patina. Every metal patinas differently. And some metals don't patina, and I know myself, I have ranted about which metals patina and which ones don't, because you can't just apply patina to things and then say that it's patina. Although you can, it's your art, you can do whatever you want. I can't. But bronze does patina. It's probably more paint than I need. Let's just go with this. I kind of wanted to try this distress stain because I've had it sitting in my stuff forever, and it is antiqued bronze. It looks very orange, so maybe I'll try it on this one and we'll just do the paint on this one. But essentially all of the point of this rant was to say that we're going to paint the metal on first because the effect we're trying to achieve here is the metal that has patinaed and not patina that has metalled, if you know what I mean. Although you can achieve very, very similar effects by going in the reverse order and bringing like the metal forward. It was not enough paint. Yeah. So, because we're gonna grunge this up, I am not like super concerned with getting the neatest application of this. Just the fastest. Just the most coverage I can possibly get. This paint is slightly more transparent than I expected, which is interesting. But I will do the same effect to the front and back, just in case the back is like left open like a floating pocket. But also so you can see what it looks like on a flat surface as well. And then, the fingers. Let's see if I can even get this out. I think I haven't used this because it's very frustrating to get out of the little dauber. Oh, no. Maybe I'm full of shit. Maybe that's what's happened. I can't say dauber application is my favorite for, like, paint mediums, but it is working, so we're just going to go with it. And this is really giving more copper than even an antique bronze, like it says. It's very orange. And bronze is brassier, but it's not brass. Actually, this is also very bright for bronze. There's no perfect color. We're just going to go with what we got, honestly. I don't know why I never use this now. Now that I'm playing with it, it goes on very nice. Might as well just stipple it in so it matches the stippling on the front. And I'll make sure I got those raised edges. No stone unturned. So you just want to get a nice layer down. And then we're going to dry. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're all dry. And final thoughts is that this is definitely a copper color. I don't know how well I can get that to show up for you guys. And then this is definitely more bronze. So we're going to do it on both either way. It's going to be fine. But I feel like maybe that's why I don't use this, because it's copper and not bronze. And now I have some sandpaper. And what we're going to do is we're going to knock back some of this color so that we have a place for our brown wash to like soak into, because as like bronze begins to patina, it goes like a funky brown. So this is going to pick it off most of the raised edges, which is fine, because that would be like in reality where like most of the wear and tear would be on whatever like people can touch the most. But you can like get in there with your sanding thing and buff out some of this like in the low parts as well. And remember, the goal here is grunge, so don't be afraid to like really get in there and scuff it up a bit. Here for sure. Get in this bottom corner. And I'll hit the edges. Make sure I get all the edges nice and roughed up. And don't even worry about being able to see the white of the paper. We're bringing that back up. So like I said, so the brown has someplace to go. And then on the flatter surface, you can be a bit more like in control of where your wear and tear goes. Like maybe you only want it to be here in the middle and you don't want it to be on all the edges. I think we're just going to keep that through line. Let's see. Big ol' mess. Totally worth it though. Trust the process. And then same thing here. It should be easier because this is a stain and not a paint. Yeah. And I know it might hurt your heart a little bit, but it's gonna be worth it. I promise you. You do want to be careful not to sand through the entirety of your paper, though. Unless that's the look you're going for. At that point, sand away. It's a good arm workout, jeez. There we go. Alright. And only because I don't want to pick up all the dust into everything as I'm going, I'm just going to wipe this away. Also, don't breathe this in. I feel like it doesn't have to be said, but just in case, sand with your mouth closed. Because we don't want to breathe in little, plasticky stuffs from paint. Alright. This is going to be so good. Excited. Ooh, and I forgot that this is the brown paint that I have that came as a liquid and had no binder in it for some reason. Which actually saves us a big step, so. Huzzah for that. But I do not want to pour it directly onto my stuff. So, we're going to add just a little bit of water anyways, because I want it to be a wash. Then, you're going to get your paper towel ready to mop off any excess. So we're ready. And then we're just going to brush it on over. You want to work pretty quickly, because you don't want it to dry this way. And like I said, you're going to pick up any excess. It's going to start to build in its grunginess, and if you want it to be grungier, do another wash. I know, I forgot that this is a distress stain, so it's going to pick up with the water. So it's okay. We will swerve with it. And what it will do is make this more brown, and I'm just going to leave it in there. And then we'll reverse patina this by adding the bronze back in at the end. So, not a problem. There is a solution. I forgot that distress stain is water reacted. So, we learned something together. Get in there. So this we're going to let get like grungy brown and gross. This one, though, is paint, so it will definitely not soak in. Sit right there for a second. It won't pick up the paint, so that's a good thing. There we go. That's the effect I was looking for. I'm going to pick up some excess and just keep adding in until you're satisfied. So you might want some parts to be darker, some parts to be lighter. You can see it just soaks right into the paper part that you exposed. And then you can just dab off anything that's sitting on the surface. Go back over places you want to be darker. And just keep working till you're happy. I'm actually pretty happy with this. So we're going to dry these, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we're nice and dry. And honestly, this is going to be so fun. My patina wash is very washed. I got some more water in there to keep it going. And what we're going to do is get a little bit, resist the urge to get a lot of it, just a little, onto the brush. And keep in mind that the way that patina naturally occurs, if you're going for a realistic effect, is that it's not going to be all sitting on top of the surface of everything. It's going to pull like in the cracks of stuff. So if you have a textured surface, it's going to be here in the cracks. And so you want to kind of concentrate on that, but also like hold your paintbrush really loose so that you get sort of a sloppier application. And you can always go back and add a little bit more if you feel like it's not enough. But I always like dip my brush in and then try to tap off the excess here. And we're just randomly adding it in. You want to keep your hand loose so that you're not like painting harsh straight lines. And then we're just going to fill in some spaces. And patina and patina and patina until we're happy, to our heart's content. Now, it's not to say you couldn't come over the top of some stuff and make that patina, because it will eventually creep over it, but it does pull into places as opposed to just sitting directly on the surface of stuff. So go like follow the lines, the guides that you gave yourself with the darker spaces, because on the edge of that is where it's going to patina. And I would say operate with a less is more, but also more is more. And I don't know what that means. So, do what you think looks right. But if you're starting to doubt if this is too much, then it is enough. And if you're like, I'm not sure that's enough, more. So you're going to get a really cool effect. And like I said, there's really no rhyme or reason to it, honestly. And you can always build it up. Like, this is where we started. And that dried a little bit flatter than I'd like, so we're just going to add some more. Until we are happy with the results. And it's such a cool effect. I'm going to hit some of your edges. Loose hands, loose brush. Because you want to be like in control, but without like total control. So you want to avoid dropping your brush onto your page, but you want it to look like maybe you probably could have. And then when we get back here, because this surface is flatter, what I'm going to do is add more than I would probably prefer to. And we're just going to give it a bit of a head start here. Yeah, don't knock your brush pile, like your paint pot, over. And then with my jankety spray bottle, I'm going to add a little bit of water and get it to move. Which, like, for this particular type of project, having a jankety spray bottle does really come in handy. And I'm going to let it run into the other one so we can also get some movement in here too. I'm not worried about that. And then, even right here, I want to break this up a little bit. And you have a little bit of time with acrylic paint, but not as much time as you think that you would have. So you want to work quickly, but not like super quickly. But that's already looking really cool. And then I think I'm just going to cover up this little like spot right here. And we'll go in the sort of that. No directions. That is what we're going to do. And mix that down into there a little bit so it spreads out nicely. And then we're going to let that do its thing. And then we're going to come over here and do it again. Same thing. That is way too much. Loose hands. Focus on the places that you applied the brown, where it's the darkest. And just pop it in. And this is going to be a little bit different than this one. This is what I meant about holding your brush so that it looks like you could drop it, but not that you did. I dropped it, so we're gonna lean into that. What was I saying? This one's gonna be a little bit different because the color is not correct, so it's gonna look differently. So I think we're just gonna freestyle this one, maybe get a little bit heavy-handed, see what we come up with here. The fact that the base color is copper and not bronze hurts my soul a little bit, you guys, because copper patina is green. That's the verdigris. But it's okay. We're not going for accuracy on this one. We're just going for make it work. Put a hefty amount right here, and then we'll give that a spray too. Let's see if we can't move it around a bit and get it into those nice little cracks and dark areas. That's still a fun effect. Add some color to this, deepen that up. I know a lot of you guys are doing Polly's steampunk challenge right now. This would be a very cool effect to incorporate into that. It's very good for steampunk stuff. And you could also like apply it to journal covers. That would be fun. It'd be fun to paint pages like this too. Have some painty pages. Alright. And you can see it's picking up some of the distress stain into it. That's okay. It's just going to make everything look a little bit more married together. Don't love this, so I'm just going to pretend like it wasn't there. So then, we have to let it dry. And I'm going to do that with the power of movie magic and a heat tool because I don't have the patience to. It does look better if you let it sit and air dry. I'm going to tell you guys that for sure. But I don't have the time. Okay, so for the sake of the bronze patina, this is what we have. You could, if you wanted to, go back, add another wash of brown, add another layer of the patina effect on top, and just sort of build it up a little bit until you get exactly what you're looking for. I think I would prefer to have a little bit more brown in here, but like I said, I don't have the time to continue to do this with you guys. I'm actually pretty happy with how this came out. I love the little bits of effects here. I love the different like variations in tone. So that's all I need to do for bronze patina. This is it. We're done. It still has some shininess. It has some matte areas. It looks pretty good. So we are going to call this done and turn it into the pocket it was meant to be. Getting rid of the adhesive, which I think is probably fused to this little tape now with all the heat gun stuff that I have done. So we're going to add some glue for sure because I don't trust it. Oh, that side came off nicely. Where's my glue? All right. Let's see if I can do this without bungling it all up. You would think after like 10 years of this, I'd be able to fold a pocket without making a mess. Yeah, not bad. So we have our very cool, very grungy pocket. Our little patinaed pocket. And because this is the one that we're doing in reverse because this color is not correct and all the things were not correct, we're going to be a little experimental. And I grabbed my Bronze Age wax. This is a Prima Art Alchemy wax. And see, like, this is more the color I think about when I think of bronze. This is more like a brass color. And I just keep staring at it, and it keeps telling me it's bronze. But it works. It works for what we need. This is going to work too. I know that this is an antique, like an aged bronze, so it's supposed to look old. But we're just going to hit our raised areas. Add in a little bit of that shine that's been lost. theoretically. Which is going to add another like layer and a bit more depth, and then bring that stencil design back up to the front. Yeah, that's nice. So I don't know what metal this is anymore. It's definitely not any of the things that I have said. It's its own creature now. But it's mixed media, and I love it. So, honestly, if you wanted to, there's really no wrong way to patina stuff. That's me being weird and obsessive about metals. But you could layer in a bunch of different metallic colors and then patina them up this way and have a very cool effect. I'm picking up like the textures of the cardstock, which is pretty neat. Nice little grungy effect. Alright, so then we'll close up this one and we'll see the final results. It's too good to be true. There we go. The way that they applied like the adhesive to this is so weird. It's like more on this side and there's a little skinny strip on that side. I don't know where these came from, but they were up to some shenanigans. Right. That didn't stick to anything. Try this again. Being particularly resistant. It's fine. The glue will take effect. That's why I didn't trust the tape. There we go. And that's still pretty neat. Even if it wasn't the intended outcome, it still came out pretty cool. So let's get a little bit closer. That's a lot a bit closer. How's that? As you can see the nice shiny parts. The nice dull baked in parts are cool patina. That's what it looks like on a flat surface. And that textured cardstock really comes through here. That's a really cool bit. So I'd say if you have a textured like paper, definitely give that a use. And then here's our little grab bag of patina, and I like this too. Honestly, it's still really cool. I would probably replicate this again. And then there is the flat side, and you can see more of the copper on this side because I didn't wash as much off. Because I realized my error by this point. So, very cool. So yeah, that's episode 2 of Grunge School, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know, definitely, if you try this out yourself. I would love to see it. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. I appreciate your faces, guys. I'll catch you all on the next one. Till then, happy crafting. Bye.